Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bushcraft Brews. I'm Hitch.
I am Wally.
And we got a couple good topics here for you today. We're going to go back to...
That sound was brought to you by Java Latte Cold Brew Mixed Out.
By Victory Brewing Company.
And by the way, it's a limited release series, so if you haven't got your hands on this yet, you need to go out and buy one because it's delicious.
Nice. Awesome, man. I'm super excited to try this one, actually. I've been eyeing it up. So anyway, we have a couple good topics here for you. That was a really smooth transition. We have a couple cool topics here. We're going to talk a little bit about cleaning up after yourselves, like we've been taught since we were little kids, but some people just don't understand or fully grasp that idea. We want to go ahead and call those people out because you got to start cleaning up after yourself.
Call them out.
Call them out. You got to clean up after yourself. All right? All right. And then we got some other cool things. So let's get into it. I need to pour this beer because I'm super excited for it.
I'm going to drink the beer while he's pouring the beer.
Drink the beer while I pour the beer.
All right. It's a solid tasting beer. I don't know what else to say besides...
smooth on it. Is it smooth?
It's smooth.
It says smooth. That makes me like it better be smooth, because if it's not, I'm gonna be upset. Like, you can't just claim that it's a smooth beer. If it's not smooth, it's gonna go down.
Is it smooth?
All right. That's an awfully smooth beer.
Nice.
Let me see here.
I wanted to point this out right here. Did you see? This is crafted with One Village Coffee Artist Blend.
Oh, nice.
I'm
that's
guessing
awesome.
that's a cafe or something nearby?
Yeah, somebody that makes coffee. So that's awesome. Really, really cool. Nice little collab there. We'll have to look up One Village Coffee. One Village Coffee. Yeah, I think that's it. One Village Coffee, and it's the Artist Blend.
Blend?
Okay. All right. Next topic.
One too many beers, huh?
Okay. All right.
Drinking on an empty stomach?
This is ridiculous. I've had one sip. One sip. One mistake.
So, yeah, we're talking about...
one opportunity. No. All right.
If you had one chance.
All right. This is your moment. Let's go. All right. Here we go. What do we got here?
So, a beach cleanup, actually, that's happening next month. April 17th in Atlantic County. On Sunset Avenue, I think, is the name of the spot that we're going to be doing this beach cleanup. Actually led by our friend Kylie. And she was
Shout out to Kylie.
Yeah, for real.
That's so cool, man.
Nice enough to lead this whole thing and get people motivated to go out and clean up the beaches. Something I think that everybody should take just 10 minutes while you're at the beach and enjoying the beach itself and all the scenery around it. Just take 10 minutes to walk. It all takes like 500 feet in both directions. You'll get 3 bags of trash easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Absolutely. And it goes back to that, like, stop being assholes. I was tempted not to say it, but I said it. Clean up after yourself. Like, I don't understand why it's so difficult for people.
South Albany Ave.
So be there, be square, go sign up. I just don't. I don't fully understand the thought process of people. Like, you drop trash. I really hope you're not throwing it. That's just that's absurd. But you drop trash, and even if it blows away a little bit, like, you can't just run down and get it. Stop being lazy. Right. Like, just go get it. Because now you have people like my good friend Wally here, and I plan on doing it, or Kylie. And it's amazing that they're doing these things, but they shouldn't have to. Like, we were all taught at a very young age, like, your mother should not be cleaning up after you. Your mother should not be cleaning up after you.
Tell them.
Yeah, but it's like that's old. That's old news. Like, clean up after yourself. We say it so often as when we're younger. Like, I can't begin to grasp why people just leave things. Like, I don't know.
It's really not like a hard concept to grasp.
Right.
I don't think like just when you're done with your things, walk them over to the trash can and throw them out like you would do at home. Like, would you just throw stuff on the ground in your house?
No.
No, you would not. You would go put it in the trash can, and you would make sure it actually gets in the trash can, too, if it was in your house. just treat the beach like you would your house, because it's a beautiful spot that we all have the privilege of enjoying. And, if these things keep happening, one day we'll have to pay more than we already do for, New Jersey beaches is one of those things. It's like a big controversy. But
Yes.
most beaches are free. So if you would like to not pay to go to the beach and keep not paying for it, just clean up your damn trash.
Right. It's like the shopping cart concept.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, Aldi, if you're listening to this and you have an Aldi, great. If not, at Aldi, you have to pay a quarter for your shopping cart. Now, you get the quarter back once you return the cart, but there's a cost. If you don't return your cart, you lose a quarter, right? ShopRite, they have to pay people to go and get the carts because people are animals. They just leave them everywhere, okay? If you don't clean up after yourself, the beaches are going to have to start paying people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be paid for by ShopRite.
Right.
You're not going to get your quarter back. You're going to be paying money to sit on the beach, which, again, as Wally said, some of the beaches in New Jersey do that now anyway, but it's not fun.
Right.
It's not a great thing to do. And those beaches are always clean. Like the ones you pay to sit on,
spotless.
they're always spotless, which is great, but at the same time, like, let's just clean up after ourselves.
Right, like, it's not hard to, take the extra, it takes, 15 seconds to walk to that trash can and gather up your things, or just pack in, pack out, and just,
right,
the trash that you brought in with the food that you ate, just put it back in the same bag that you brought it in, and leave with it. It's really not a hard concept.
I can't begin to understand, like, why people do that, but this is our warning. Stop it. Just stop. Stop it. Put the trash back into the bag that you packed it in and go on your way. You can keep enjoying the beach. You don't have to worry about anybody else stepping in your trash, your leftover Wawa hoagie wrap. All right? Clean up after yourself so we don't have to.
Right. And if you're kind of wondering, like, what's the need for all this, next time you go to the beach, just walk for 2 minutes in any direction with a bag and just start picking things up, and you'll realize how big of a problem this is.
Right. And this even extends out to, like, trails. Like, you walk along trails now and you see masks all over the place. You see empty plastic water bottles all over the place. And it's like, what? Who does this?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I understand the occasional water bottle falls out of your bag. That sucks. And if you're passing by that bottle, like you're another hiker that you happen to pass by a bottle and you see it there, pick it up. But it gets to a point where, like, okay, I'm seeing a mask here. Like, every 20 feet I see another face mask.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You just drop it and you leave it? Like, I can understand not using it anymore, but just pick it up.
Right, just pick it up. Keep it in your pocket till you get home. It's really not hard. Which leads us to, Sean mentioned, some trail cleanup. I've been doing some trail cleanup in my local neighborhood. I live in, Kings Grant. You probably have no idea where that is if you live, not in Marlton, New Jersey. But it's the local neighborhood I live in, and there's some trails that interconnect between the neighborhood, which is super cool to have that, somebody took the time to build out these trails and everything. We do clean up some trash on trail, but most of what we do actually is just improving the actual trail itself. So there's a lot of spots on trail that flood. We're trying to prevent the flooding from happening on certain spots of the trail. We're rebuilding bridges. A lot of the bridges that have, that you have to cross a creek in that part where, you otherwise couldn't continue walking along the trail. The bridge is either severely damaged or non-existent anymore. So we either build something very small or we contact a contracting company who will come out and do it.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know it was that in depth, to be honest with you. That's awesome. And that's really great because that does enhance the trail that much more. And you'll get people out there, so that's awesome.
Right. It really inspires people as they walk by. They compliment us every time they walk past. And it really inspires them to hopefully get out and, like, join us maybe once in a while. That's, like, the main goal is to, like, hopefully inspire some people to come out and improve the trails that they love.
Awesome. Hey, listen, hats off to Wally for doing that and getting out there and just trying to improve the trail, whether it be picking up trash or, fixing things such as floods, like you said, bridges or whatever it may be that have fallen. That's great. Awesome. Good on you. And again, the beach thing, I would really, really recommend, like, if you're listening to this and you're big into it as well and you care about it just as much as we do, go get out and do something about it. Even if you're not doing or joining an organization, you can go out and you can just walk along the beach and pick things up as you go. Have a bag with you and just continue to pick things up. But next, we got a cool topic here, just something we thought would be important for anybody that, whether we do inspire you to go out on trails or if you're going out on trails now and maybe you don't think about these things. We're going to kind of choose our 3 most important or valued safety necessities while hiking. Day hiking, right?
Yeah, day hiking.
Yeah. So, the things that we think or that we would always bring with us when we do a hike. 3 things. Wally, why don't you go ahead and start?
I'm going to start with the Sawyer filter because it's super packable, lightweight, easy to bring with you, and you can drink from a puddle if need be. If you are down to your last resort, fill up that water bottle that you brought with you. The Sawyer filter attaches to almost any water bottle, or it does come with a pouch that you can fill up with water as well. And it filters out, anything, germs, viruses, bacteria, whatever it need be. You're pretty much safe with the Sawyer filter on hand.
Yeah, so, and I know you said, like, fill up your water bottle, but go into a little bit more depth, like, how it works. I think it's awesome, and I think people should definitely invest in it. And you don't need to explain, like, the filter, but what kind of bottle do you need to bring with you?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was a little bit nervous. I was like,
I saw your face.
I don't know how
it works. No. I saw your
It's
face.
magic.
Like, no. I don't need to know, like, what kind of filter is in it. I mean, like, how do you connect it to your water bottle? What kind of water bottle? Like, things like that.
So the smart water bottle that you can buy, like Wawa, 7-Eleven, wherever, is super convenient, easily attachable. To most Sawyer filters, there's a couple different sizes, but the standard size that you can bring out easily attaches to the smart water bottle. I'm not really sure about the other kinds of water bottles. The smart water bottle has like a long spout on the end, so it fits really nicely and snug on with the Sawyer filter. So that's the one I would recommend. I haven't tried any others. But it's just super useful because, like, normally it comes with a pouch that you fill up with water, and then you filter water through the filter into your water bottle, and then you can drink the water out of your water bottle. But the thing that's so convenient about this is you can just fill up your smart water bottle, attach the Sawyer filter on the top backwards because you're actually supposed to filter water into the water bottle and then drink it. Just put it backwards and drink out of it.
So that was pretty good. That was a good, like, when I first said explain it, your face, I just knew right away you were like, whoa. I was like, all right, no, like, that was a pretty good explanation, though. Like,
All right, well.
Yeah, explain how to use it. Not maybe exactly how the filter works, but how to use it, what kind of bottle to use. So that's great. And honestly, that's a really good one. You just told me about that today, and I kind of knew about it, but I didn't know that much. So that's awesome. I'm definitely going to look into getting one of those. First up on my list, I thought was great, was just, and it's kind of simple, and it goes along that water-ish line, is just a water. No, super water, like, no, just a water bladder, so it doesn't filter anything, and it's something you fill up beforehand. But typically, water bladders are going to hold a lot more water than your average water bottle. So if you're out there and you're out on a trail, and maybe let's say you get lost, or you're going to be out there for a very long time, you can easily hold 60 to 70 ounces of water.
And some of these are huge.
Some of them are ridiculous.
Like 3 liters. It's
crazy. Some of them are ridiculous. And I know I talked in ounces. That is kind of weird. Usually they're liters. So usually it's like 2 to 3 liters that you can have on hand, and it's just kind of in your backpack. So you're not worrying about carrying a bottle. Your bag isn't leaning to one side because you got a heavy water bottle on one side.
And you can
super
pack
easy
other
to
things
use.
in your bag, too.
Yeah, and you don't have to take your bag off to get your water bottle. It's usually, there's a water mouthpiece. Spout.
Spigot.
There we go. Spigot. That's what I was going to say. Spigot. There's a water spout, hanging right over your shoulder. You can just kind of grab that and take some water as you need. So definitely recommend a water bladder. Like, I never, ever hike without it ever since I've gotten one. And I think mine's only 2 liters, and it's lasted us, 20-mile hikes before. So
my second one, actually, I'm going to change because as we were talking about this, I realized, like, what I put down isn't applicable to my own practice because rarely do I bring a sleeping bag on a day hike.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was like a super long day hike and I thought we might get into some kind of situation where we might need to set up camp early. But I don't think I've ever brought my sleeping bag on a day hike before. So I'm going to change this to a knife.
Nice.
Because like that's just super useful for any situation that you might get in. When could you not use a knife to almost fix any situation?
Absolutely. I completely agree. You get tangled up in something. I mean, we've used them a couple times on some hikes we've done. Again, you're walking through brush, and you can easily get tangled up in brush. I mean, it gets ridiculous. And that's honestly, I use that example because it's happened to us where you just kind of have to cut through some things and get through it. So that's an awesome one. Bushcraft, baby. Bushcraft. All right, my second one is another kind of simple and maybe even well-known, but high-calorie food. So I'm not just talking about like, whatever. I can't even think of just like your average bar, like your average, like, I don't know, nut bar
like
or something like that.
Power bar. Something like that.
I'm talking like high-calorie food, candy,
like
just
bring
something.
Out the Skittles.
The Skittles.
The Reese's Cup.
Give me the Kit Kats. Give me the Kit Kats, the Mike and Nikes. I like a Mike and Nike. They're good. Little Twix action. Maybe I'm getting carried away, but, you want those high calories. So if you do get lost or something happens, or again, even if you just have a long day of hiking where you're exhausted and you're just tired, those high calorie foods will kind of kick you in and give you that extra gear you didn't know you had. And when you are getting tired or you're just drained on a long hike, and let's say you make a wrong turn, now you're exhausted, you're hungry, you're tired, you don't even know where you are anymore. It's really nice to have that pick-me-up option to just, all right, well, let me take these in, let me get some energy, let me get going so I can kind of figure out, let me get back on track, that kind of thing. So high-calorie foods, I always bring them. I always bring some candy, along with, your power bars, beef jerky, that's a good one. But you always want something that'll pick you up quick if you need it.
Yeah, for sure. Typically, like, the more higher calorie or dense calorie you could get in a small package, like that's why candy's great for this, because like you don't want it to take up a ton of room in your package. So like you can get a high calorie sandwich that's probably nutritious and healthy for you, but it's a sandwich, it's going to take up a ton of room.
Right.
You can also get probably a candy bar or a Snickers bar. It's probably the same amount of calories, but it's like tiny.
Yeah. I mean, imagine like a bag or a pack of Skittles. Like, it's not that big, but it'll get you going. And it'll do the same thing for you a giant sandwich would do.
And that sugar will make you have a rocket up your ass.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Like, and the cool thing about it is, like, when you hike, every single spot in your bag matters. Like, you don't want to carry a ton of weight because that just makes your job that much harder. So those little packages you can carry of high-calorie foods, that'll be great. It'll save you the room, it'll save you the weight, and it'll get you going when you need it.
So moving on to my last thing, safety necessity that I always bring on trail is just a headlamp and extra batteries. Because you never know, sometimes you plan to be out late and sometimes you don't. But the headlamp is always nice to have, partly because hiking in the dark is scary. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who calls me, a wuss or something for saying that. Hiking in the dark is scary. I'll be the first to admit it. So it's always nice to have some light to not only see, the rest of the trail, but you don't want to, break an ankle for a misstep or something like that. You got to see where you're putting your feet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this example could be used. We just hiked Mount Tammany not too long ago, maybe a month or so ago.
And I actually forgot my headlamp.
I know, yeah, you did. Come on, dude. We're on air. No, but that's such a great example because I remember, like, we were packing up our bag, and Lily was just like, I'm bringing the headlamp. And I thought, oh, why are you doing that? And she's like, well, you don't know. Like, we might be hiking in the dark. And it just so happened we did. By the time our hike ended, we had been in the dark for at least, I would say, an hour to 2 hours hiking. And luckily, Wally was the only one that didn't have his headlamp because otherwise it would have sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very fortunate to have those headlamps and be able to see because it was pitch black. And when you say, like, it's scary, it is scary. You can't see anything. Not only, like, are you worried about walking into a tree, you can't see the trail. Like, you don't even know. How do you know where you're going if you can't see? So that's super important, and I think that's a great one, especially because we just ran into that issue.
Yeah, and like after running into that issue, it's like an experience that I don't want to go through twice.
No, for sure. My last one is waterproof matches. They're just so small. It's like, why would you not carry them just in case? Again, they usually come in like a little dry pack. It's not big at all. 2 inches long maybe, and you can put it right in your bag. Again, it's not heavy. It's not big. It's not going to take up a lot of space. It's not going to weigh you down. And those are two important aspects and reasons why I chose these. But they're important because you don't know when you're going to be hiking in the dark. And let's say you do get lost or you want to just hang out for a bit. Maybe you're tired and you need to sit down and snack a little bit to gain that energy. Well, now you can stop, sit down, maybe light yourself a little fire, get something going, warm up if you need to, and then you can be on your way. So waterproof matches, 10 out of 10 recommend. Again, they're easy to pack. They're light. You can bring them with you anywhere.
Yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank you all for listening. And hopefully in the future, or maybe you already listened to that episode, but Sean may or may not already have his new sleeping pad. He's super excited about it.
Very, very excited. Definitely want to review that pad.
So maybe we'll cut that part out.
Yeah, we'll cut that part out. See you next week.